And it's something we've heard a lot about, the gender wage gap. Men have traditionally made more money than women. That is, until now. Last year, we took you to Richmond, Virginia, where women actually make more than men. Since then, we revisited the city for an update. And as Matt Pearl learned, the gap might still be in women's favor, but there's definitely some room for growth.
In any business, there are barriers. Some movable, some solid as brick. Sometimes the trick is determining which is which.
I think it's really sad that this is still a part of our conversation.
We first interviewed Shirley Crawford a year ago. Her city of Richmond, Virginia was one of 22 cities where millennial women had eliminated or even upended the gender wage gap. But like every city in America, there's still a sizable wage gap for all women.
What has changed since we last spoke?
A lot and very little.
Another year brings another data point on a 20-year trend. The gender wage gap is tightening for young adults, but stagnant for all adults. One barrier bends, the other remains immovable. The answers to why are anecdotal and sometimes ambiguous. A Pew study found 80% of U.S. adults say women earn less because they're treated differently by employers. Then there's the diverging paths of parenthood. Mothers aged 25 to 44 are less likely to be in the labor force, or if they are, they work on average fewer hours. Fathers that age are more likely to have jobs and work longer than men without children.
Women are penalized for being women.
Perhaps it's fitting we're back in Richmond. It's full of women-owned businesses and image-busting murals. It's the only city in America to recognize International Women's Day as a holiday. And it's where we find Ebony Campbell.
Does it still feel like a boys' club?
It does.
Campbell just co-launched a women's business networking group that meets monthly in Richmond. She's an example of the many millennials working to uplift their peers.
I'm not really trying to compete necessarily, but I'm going to always show up in the room and show you why I'm supposed to be here.
This whole equity that we're experiencing with our millennials in particular, this is very new.
That's why, according to Crawford, we don't know yet how immovable that final barrier will be. Crawford believes the next generation will bring fundamental change atop the foundations set by hers. But in the end, she still leans back on a mindset as immovable as the barriers she hopes will bust.
There's a saying that you can't legalize morality. And unfortunately, it's true. I can't change what you say when you're behind closed doors. I can't change your conversation when no one's watching. But I can document my accomplishments. I can document my contributions. I can give it stats, figures, so that it's irrefutable.
In Richmond, Virginia, I'm Matt Pearl.